Yeah. Sean, what's up?
Stigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Stigmatism in my soul.
Okay. You got it, man?
Do anything.
Anything?
Anything.
You sure?
Put your mind to it. Do anything.
But what if it's hard, though, man?
If it's hard, it's gonna be hard. If it's easy, it's gonna be easy. It's all about what you think.
Okay, I can dig that. I love you, Sean.
Me too.
Stigmatism in my soul, man. Window cleaning with soul. You see it, you hear it.
Dopest channel.
Dopest channel on YouTube.
You hear it.
Yo. Welcome to the podcast with Soul. Shout out right off the top. My man Mickey Dub is over here on this live. Everybody that's live on my big page, welcome to the podcast with Soul. Thank you for joining me, for joining us. But you're going to have a better experience. You'll have a better experience with this podcast if you get off the big page, click on the link below, the podcast with Soul. You can come on over to my other page where I do the actual podcast, and you can experience the real deal podcast with Soul. Big Bear Triller, Jeff Colburn. Shout out to everybody, man. I want to say right off the top, man, I love everybody. This shit don't stop. You see it. You see it. Park full, man. Park full, man. Man, the live full, man. Live chat full, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody, man. Saturday night, 8:17 in the PM over here in Jersey on the East Coast. Shout out to everybody all around the world, man, tuning in. We getting money. Shout out to all the fathers, man. If I don't see y'all tomorrow, if I don't talk to y'all tomorrow, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers that are active participants in their children's lives and that are actually giving their children their soul. That's my only job. That's my only job. That's my only job. You could talk about this, you could talk about that. You could talk about them, you could talk about them. You could speak about that over there. You could talk about that over there. But my only job is to give my son my soul. Because there's nobody else in this galaxy. There's nobody that has come before me. There's nobody that will come after me that has the same hydronucleic acid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Deoxyhydronucleic acid. In other words, DNA. Nobody else has the DNA that I have, that my son has, and nobody is able to pass through their DNA and their soul to him but me. Shout out to all the fathers on Father's Day, man. This is part 4, self-confidence. And what we're going to talk about today, man, we're going to talk about speaking things into existence. We already dealt with part 1. We already dealt with part 2. Part 1 was knowing yourself, having knowledge of self. Part 2, positive self-talk, positive affirmation. Self 3. Part 3, take care of physical health. Part 4, now we got to speak it into existence. You got to be able to express your future. You got to be able to envision your future with your imagination and in your own mind by knowing yourself, affirming it to yourself. And then you got to be able to verbally express your future and where you're going to be in the days to come. My best days are in front of me. I still say that. It's good to be me. I still say that. You got to speak things into existence. Only you can do that with your life. You can speak your life into existence. If you speak negatively about you, if you think negatively about you, and if you feel negatively about you and you think negatively about you, you will speak negatively about you and you will speak a negative future into existence. You got to speak it into existence, man. It's on you. It ain't on nobody else. This is why we got to protect our domes from information and sensory perceptions from weaker people, from defeated people. If you commiserate and you dialogue with miserable people and defeated people and broken people, and if you're not careful, and if you're not aware, you will let that seep into your dome and you will start to take on those feelings of that defeated person, of that broken person, of that fractured person. And your life will bear that out. You will begin to speak that out. This is the power that we have. We got this power. We're dealing with parts of the mind and parts of the soul that a lot of people don't talk about, that we were never taught about, that people in the know try to keep from the masses to keep them dumbed down. You got to speak it into existence. Whatever it is that you want to do, wherever it is you want to go, whatever it is you want to have, whatever kind of life you want to have, whatever kind of business you want to have, whatever kind of job you want to have, whatever kind of marriage you want to have, whatever kind of relationship you want to have, whatever kind of life you want to have, you got to speak that shit into existence. It is possible, man. You know, our words have life. Our thoughts have life. And that's why it's so super careful. We have to be so super careful with what we think and what we say, because that shit will become a reality, man. Yes, it will. Because in and of ourselves, within our own lives, within our own days, all of us are given 86,400 seconds every day. All of us are given 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds every day. And we are the lords and the masters of that time. We can shape and mold that time to be whatever we want it to be. Stop bullshitting. Stop wasting time. Stop hanging around people that ain't about nothing, man. Cut them loose. Extract yourself from people that are drowning in defeated quicksand. Get away from these people. You got to learn to love these people from a distance. You have to be able to spot them. And you have to be able to be strong enough to walk away and cut them loose, even though you still may have feelings for them. You may actually love them. But what you understand is that they not willing to be helped. They don't want no help. They have no desire to be helped. And I spend all of my time trying to help, and I end up getting dragged down. You got to speak your life into existence. You don't get but one shot at this thing, man. In my opinion. People gonna talk about this, people gonna talk about that, but they don't know what's really happening. They guessing. You get one go round at this joint, man. Right? And if you're lucky, and if you're smart, and if you're wise, during your younger years, in your 20s and 30s, you'll start taking a keen interest in your self-confidence. You will make this a top priority. This will be at the top of your list every morning when you wake up. What can I do today to work on my self-confidence? And while you're young and while you got the energy, you'll develop these skills, man, of speaking things into existence, of taking care of your physical health, of constantly having positive conversations with yourself and showing yourself love and telling you that you love you. When you get into your 40s and 50s, when your wisdom level is at its highest and you still have that youthful vigor with which to do things, you'll be able to make, man, swift progress in whatever it is you want to do. because you'll have gained the level of mastery over yourself and over your mind, man, that those that don't do the work that you do, those that have neglected themselves, those that have walked around with self-hatred, those that have refused to improve upon themselves, you're going to crush them in the game of life. Shout out to my nigga Mark, man. Back in 2013, 2012, 2013, 2014, somewhere in there, I was having a conversation with this dude over in Jersey City. We were sitting at this girl. I had met this girl. Went over to her house to visit her, and this dude was there. And we were sitting in the kitchen table. And he said this to me, man. He said, yo, we got to speak things into existence. And I had never heard that before, man. I had never heard that before. And I was in my 40s. Not only had I not heard it before, I hadn't even practiced it. Well, obviously, if I had never heard of it, I had never practiced it or any of that kind of stuff, man. But when he said that, I went back home. And at that time, y'all, at that time when he told me this, I couldn't do it. I wasn't in any type of mental shape to do it. I had just lost $1 million net worth. I was under investigation by the United States of America. I was in terrible, terrible shape, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And even though I heard this man, even though I heard him say this, I wasn't able to do it. I was full of fear. I was full of self-doubt. I was full of anger. I was full of self-hatred. I was full of regret, full of remorse. And we can go on and on and on about the types of negative feelings I was consumed with at the time. And when homeboy said this shit to me, he said, Sean, man, we could speak things into existence, man. I couldn't even do it. Right? In part one of my self-confidence series, Knowledge of Self, I was faking. I didn't really have true knowledge of self because I had been running from me for so long. Part two, positive self-affirmation, positive self-talk, I was incapable of doing that too. Self-confidence, part three, my physical condition was in the basement. I was in awful shape. So when homeboy was telling me this, that Sean, we could speak things into existence, I couldn't even do it. But what he said to me, it registered with me in my mind, and I never forgot it. And as I continued to live and as I moved on, I got to a point after I did the work that I started to be able to speak things into existence, man. I got to that point. And no longer was it like some esoteric mystical, magical theory or some type of esoteric ideology. The shit was real. And I sit before you today on this live, telling you, man, that our lives change. We can actually change the course and the direction of our lives by speaking the shit that we want into existence, man. Shout out to everybody, man. This is Sean G. This is part 4 of the Self-Confidence series. Shout out to everybody on this live over here, man. Lightweight 22. I need y'all to come off of this live on the big page and come on over to the podcast with Soul, because I'm live on my other page, my actual podcast page. That link is underneath the live on the big page. Click on the podcast with Soul and come on over, and you can get the full effect of the experience. I began to believe that I could make a comeback from the fall I had taken. I had began to believe that. This happened to me, man, when I got to FCI Morgantown in Morgantown, West Virginia, which is a federal prison in the Federal Bureau of Prisons of the United States of America. I looked around, I got in there, I looked around, and I looked at everybody, man, and it was a bunch of dudes, all different races, nationality, creeds, and colors from all over the world, waking up every day striving to get up out of there. And there were a few dudes in particular that were not only striving to get up out of there, that were interested in change and making a change once they got out of there. And I began to rap to these dudes. I began to talk to these dudes. And they began to tell me, man, this is my plan. When I get out, I'm going to get out. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do that over here. I got this. I'm working on this right now. I've been working on this the last 5 years. I've been working on this the last 72 months. You understand? I got 15 years in. When I get out, you know, I'm going to do this. And that gave me hope. That gave me hope. Whether they was going to do it or not, I didn't know. But just the very fact that I heard them and I saw them talking this way, made me feel like, man, I could do, man, nigga, if you could do it, I could do it too. And I'm gonna do it. Shout out to everybody in this live over here. It's 37 of y'all in there. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for subscribing to my big page. But if you want to get the full effect of the podcast with Soul, you need to get off of this live and come on over to the podcast with Soul. I got 2 YouTube channels now. The actual sound podcast with Soul experience is happening over here on this channel. That link is underneath this video. This is the podcast with Soul. Yeah. Sean, what's up?
Stigmatism, man, what's up?
And I began to believe that I'd be able to make a comeback. And my walk got a little better. I began to let go of the past that hindered me for years. Damn, man, if I wouldn't have did that over there, Sean, that's gone. I don't care. I'm stuck in the past, man. If I wouldn't have did that over there, man, I wouldn't have been, man, if I would have made that decision over there, man, if I would have, yeah, man, and she did that to me, man, them niggas over there, them niggas did that to me, yeah, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, and 11 years ago, them niggas, I remember that right there, but they did that to me about 15 years ago. A nigga was stuck like Chuck in the past. And that hindered me. That stunted my growth. That was an obstacle in my progress. How could I speak the future in existence when I'm looking back there? That's some shit that done already happened that I can't change. And I remember, man, how it felt when I got to the point to where I didn't give a fuck no more that what had happened. What had happened. That shit was gone. And what the niggas done did and all that, so what? I remember when I got to that point, man, that was a pivot moment and a turning point in my life. And at that moment, I began to know that I had a date. I was getting out. And I was short when I got there. And what was I gonna do when I got out? And I knew that I was gonna be 47 when I got out. I knew the first thing I was gonna do was go get little Sean and fight for his custody. Some people had lied to me and told me they was gonna give me money when I got out to get back into the trading game. They lied. And I knew, I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I knew that I believed in myself, and I knew that I had the confidence to start all over again, man. And with that, I was gonna be all right. And then I began, while I was in there. See, the shit I'm telling y'all, man, this ain't no goddamn book I done read, some shit I done read off the internet. Man, this ain't nothing. Man, this is what I did in my life, man. This is what I did in my life. This is real, man. I worked on the knowledge, knowing who I really was, man. While I was in there, man, knowing, Sean, what are you afraid of? What are you good at? What's wrong with you? How did you get here? Whose fault was it that you got here? What you gonna do when you get out of here? Who you gonna cut off when you got, who have you cut off since you've been here? Who you gonna fuck with when you get, who you ain't gonna deal with when you get, what's wrong with you that you chose these type of people? What's wrong with you? What happened to you? Oh, that happened back there. Okay. How did that make you feel? Oh, that made you feel that way? That situation traumatized you when you was a kid? Okay. Well, that's okay. That wasn't your fault. That bothered you when you, okay. Accept all of that. And I got that part out of the way, which was very, very difficult. It's not easy. But once I got through that part, I began to be kind to me and to talk positively to me. And be my own best friend. I began to work on my physical health. Lost 22 pounds. Working out 2-3 times a day, every day. Getting my proper sleep, eating my proper nutrition. And things started to look up. Things started to get a little brighter. I forgave myself for my past mistakes. I forgave myself. I forgave myself. And I promised myself I'd never fuck me over again. I need all of y'all on this live, man, on my live on the Sean, on the Sean G page. Maybe you on both. Log on to the other live. Snipes, I see you. Khaled, I see you. Mati, I see you. Vincent Haran, Gifted 716, Lightweight, Fetty, Evil Jagan. All of y'all get off of this and come on over to the other one. Barbados Travel. Patel, Chocolate Diamonds, Joshua. All y'all get off this live and come on over to the other one. And I've literally spoken my life into existence, man. What you see, all of this started from a $3 window, man. All of this started, everything that you see that I've done by myself, as far as the leg work and the footwork, by myself, I've done this shit. And if any of you young dudes, if you get anything from me, what you should get is that if this nigga could do it at the age of 47, then certainly I could do it at 27. But it's gonna take a lot of courage, man. And I don't know, maybe you don't got it in you to go that deep, because you got to go deep. You got to really go to war with yourself, man, in order to be all right with yourself. Because in a lot of ways, when we look at our lives and you look at the way the United States is set up, man, it can almost seem as though we are indoctrinated and taught to fight us, man. They teach us to fight us. And you gotta fight that. You gotta reverse the things that you were taught for years that have not served you any type of positive purpose. You got to get rid of them. But it's been so ingrained in you, man, that it's a very, very difficult fight. And maybe you're not up for it. But until you have that war, until you have that conversation with yourself, man. Toro, I see you. Happy Father's Day to you too, kid. You're not going to be able to talk positively to yourself. You're not going to be able to know yourself. You're not going to be able to speak things into existence. You're going to have to reconcile with you. You're going to have to get right with you. You're going to have to learn to love you. You're going to have to learn to hang with you. You're going to have to learn to defend you. You're going to have to learn to kiss you. You're going to have to learn to fight for you. You're going to have to learn to speak up for you. You're going to have to learn to respect you. You're going to have to learn to be respectful to you. You're going to have to learn to be kind to you. You're going to have to learn to be hard on you. You only get one time to go around with this shit, man. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what they be talking about. I don't know what they be talking about in these books they reading, and when they go into these particular buildings and you have one man up there telling 300 people what to do, asking for tithes and off. Man, I don't know what they talking about, man. They don't know neither. They don't know. You don't get but one go round at this, and this joint is yours. Didn't no human being give you this. You got to learn to speak things into existence. Jeff Colburn, The Law of Attraction. Khaled, thank you, man. 1,000 subscribers, man, on the podcast with Soul, man. We there. And look at that fly honey right there. Damn, she look good, man. Man, fuck, man. I'm finna go say something to her, man. Speak it into existence. Talk positively to yourself. You got knowledge. I'm going over there to step to her, man. Go over there. Excuse me, how you doing? My name's Sean. What's your name? Listen, I don't want no problems. You ain't, calm down. You don't got, I just came over to say hi. I just wanted to tell you how good you look. And that's all I wanted. How you doing today? You having a good day? All right, cool. Well, listen, I know you a little busy. I got some things to do. I got to make a few moves. Would it be all right if I catch up with you later on? Can I call you? Can I give you my number? Can you give me your number? All right, pull your phone out. Let me see. Dial it right now. Call me right now. Let me see. Okay. All right, my phone ring. All right, cool. I'm going to call you later. What time is a good time to call? At 6? I'm going to call you 5:59. Bet. 5:58. 5:58, 30 seconds. 5:58, 40 seconds. 5:58, 50 seconds. 5:59. Hey, how you doing? This is Sean G. I met you today. You doing all right? Okay. And then you kick it with the honey on the phone 15, 20 minutes. Hour. Whatever. Now your mind shift to, now I got to get that. I'm going to hit that. You speaking it into existence because now you visualizing. You saw how good she looked, which is what you attracted you to her. Now you done listen to her mind. She done listen to your mind, right? Now she's even more attractive, right? Because her mental beauty overshadowed her physical beauty. Now you want to hit that. Yeah. Sean, what's up?
Stigmatism, man, what's up?
Now you telling yourself, man, I'm going to hit that. Now you visualizing it. And you speaking it into existence. And you doing all the necessary things that you need to do. You texting her good morning every morning as soon as you get up. You want her phone, you want her to have a good morning in there. And I ain't just texting her good morning. I'm texting her good morning with her name so she know I had to type that shit in. I just didn't use the auto text, you understand? Because anybody could do that. I want her to know I took the time to type her name. Send her some kind of emoji with it. Yeah. And I'm speaking it into existence to myself. And I'm visualizing to myself. And you know what usually ends up happening? We usually end up having a UFC wrestling match, man. Check me out, man. Check me out. Check me out. Let's do the flip side of that coin. See a fly honey over there. She banging. She see me. She like how I look. She hoping I come over there and say something to her. She hoping. I see her, but my self-esteem so low. I don't got knowledge of self. Instead of telling myself positive things, I tell myself negative things like, she ain't gonna wanna talk to me. She don't think I look good. Physically, I'm out of shape. And I pretty much effectively speak into existence that I'll never get her, because right from the rip, when I see her, I told myself, she not gonna wanna talk. She probably wants somebody else. She probably don't want nothing to me. I have effectively spoken it into existence. And you know what? I never will hit it because I spoke it into existence. Our minds are super, super powerful, man. Man, if that's what you think it is, that's what it's gonna be. Life is what you make it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Shout out to the 35 of y'all over here on my live, on my big page. I love all of y'all. If you guys could please do me a favor, click on that link underneath the video that you on right here. Gotta get it. Clean the plate, James. The Soul Tap. I need y'all to get off this live and come over to the Podcast with Soul and subscribe to that channel so you could get the full effect of the Podcast with Soul. Sean G, man, Podcast with Soul. Anthony Tor, happy Father's Day to you too, man. Listen, man, it's 9 o'clock over here in Jersey, man. I'm not going to be up here all night with y'all, man. I'm not doing that because I got to get my sleep. You're not going to get my sleep for me. You're not going to get my sleep for me. You're not going to get my sleep for me. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and do my 10 sets of 10 for me. You're not finna do that. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and do my 1.5 miles in the morning. You're not going to do that for me. So I got to make sure that I program myself. And this is the last thing I'm going to give y'all, man. Y'all listen to me, man. My nigga Victor used to tell me this all the time. West Coast in the house, man. I see you. Just real quick, awesome. I see you, 4KTO. My nigga Victor used to tell me this all the time. He used to say, Sean, if you do not program yourself, someone else will. You will be programmed. The question is, who will be your programmer? And what I do, gotta make sure that door locked, man. You don't fucking nigga come up in here and shit. I got to program me. I got to program my life. I can't worry about your life and what you do with I don't know what you do with your life. I can't worry about your life and my life at the same time. How the hell I'm gonna do that? I got to worry about my joint. I got to worry about my joint. I got to worry about my joint. Because you're not going to volunteer to get sick for me, man. You're not going to volunteer to die for me, man. You're not going to volunteer if I had to go in the hospital. You're not going to volunteer to go to the hospital for me. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You're not going to volunteer to go through my adversity for me. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. I got to go through that on my own. And guess what? I got it, man. I got it. I got mine. You got yours? I got mine. Yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. Self-confidence. Part 4. Sean G. The Podcast with Soul. It's 8:58. How long I've been on here, man? Let me see how long I've been on here. 44 minutes and 20 seconds. All right. Sean G. I was going to take a phone call, but I ain't going to do that. I'm just going to get off of here, man, and go get my rest. Shout out to everybody, man. You know, we all guessing. Don't nobody got no inside information on how to live life. I don't care how powerful they may be, what station in life they may be. They don't know neither. But our lives belong to us. We make our lives what we want them to be. We are the lords of our days. We get to master our days. And if we master our days, let me reverse that. When we master our seconds, the minutes take care of themselves. When we master our minutes, the hours take care of themselves. When we master our hours, the days take care of themselves. When we master our days, the days take care of themselves. And when we master our days, the weeks take care of themselves. And when we master our weeks, the months take care of themselves. And when we master our months, the years take care of themselves. And when we master our years, our life takes care of itself, and we have a good life. Sean G, I'm out of here. Love all y'all. Peace out.